Right then, it was a wonderful experience watching the ICC World T20 qualifiers uh, in the United Arab Emirates. 14 teams played in this tournament to get those top six spots so that they could qualify for the ICC World T20 in Australia next year in this month. Well, the six teams are Papua New Guinea, who have qualified for the world event for the very first time, and then we have Scotland, Ireland, Netherlands, Oman, who have played this event before, and we have another new entrant in the form of Namibia. Uh, well, these teams were really exciting, and they showed that determinants which they had, and they could actually, and what I feel about this these teams, that they can actually compete well with the big teams, with the big guns like England, New Zealand, Australia, India, Pakistan. They can actually compete with these teams, especially with Namibia. But I mean, uh, Namibia, not very much experienced in the international circuit, but they have got the big six hitters, and if I'm not mistaken, they have hit around 50 sixes in this tournament, and which is very remarkable because the cricket grounds in the UAE are not that small. I mean, they are big grounds, so you have to hit the ball really well to hit those 50 sixes in a tournament. So that's a really exciting thing to watch out for. And then we have Papua New Guinea. But we have something different from Namibia in with this Papua New Guinea team. Not the best of batting lineup among these six teams, but they have a very strong bowling unit, and they showed how to defend a total like 120, 130, and with their fast bowling, and all the six teams have only one thing in common. It's their fast bowling. Yes, in this tournament, the teams which had the best fast bowlers, they qualified, and this could actually work for them well, especially if you're playing in Australia, and we know that in the month of October and November, because it's the start of the season, the cricket season is in Australia, so fast bowlers will get that help, and maybe you can see these teams doing well against the bigger teams like England, New Zealand, Australia, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. But what do else they bring on the table? Teams like Oman. I mean, yes, they have good fast bowling, and they have batsmen like Zishan Maksud, the captain. Jatinder Singh was the highest scorer for Oman and the third highest in the tournament. And they have left-arm fast bowlers like Bilal Khan, and he's exciting to watch. And with the teams like Netherlands, they have Van Meekeren, uh, Max O'Dowd as an explosive opening batsman, and teams like Scotland, Netherlands, and Ireland, they have played the ICC tournaments before, so they know how to play these tournaments. And the best thing about this upcoming World T20 is that these six teams will get that proper opportunities to play against the big teams. They would get a separate group so that they can compete well in the first round, and then they will be facing the big teams in this next round, which is the Super 12. So I will explain you the format. So the first round will be between the eight teams. The group A consists of Sri Lanka, Oman, Papua New Guinea, Ireland. Group B, Bangladesh, Namibia, Netherlands, and Scotland. So we have these eight teams playing in the first round. But what about the other teams? So we have a Super 12 stage where we will be having teams like England, New Zealand, Australia, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. No, not Bangladesh. Sorry for that. But These teams will directly qualify for the Super 12 stage because of their rankings. So teams like Papua New Guinea, Scotland, Netherlands, and Ireland will face a big challenge against these big teams, but they do. I don't think they have much to worry about because uh, they also have good fast bowling and they can compete with these big teams. Although it would be very difficult against these big teams for players like them because they don't have that sort of international exposure, and that's is going to be the key for all these six teams. And well, as far as I'm concerned, my concern will be if what if any of these teams pull off a big upset. Uh, just hypothetically speaking, if Oman manages to beat Australia, Papua New Guinea manages to beat India, so these kind of upsets I would personally like to see. Although I know it's not going to happen, or maybe it could happen, but let's see how it goes. So, if you're watching this from Oman, Netherlands, Ireland, Scotland, you should be proud of your boys because they have done it. And so that's all from today's episode. And if you're living in Oman, Scotland, Ireland, Netherlands, PNG, please subscribe to this channel and do follow us on our social media handles. The link is given in the video description. Thank you for watching.